What if your peace of mind is not a fragile treasure to be discovered, but a mighty fortress to be built? What if the daily chaos and drama of the world are not inevitable invaders, but simply storms you can choose to watch from the safety of your own unbreachable walls? This is the secret of the Stoic mind. Detach from drama and protect your peace. Stoicism, compiled and published by Stoic Power. Lesson 1. Identifying sources of daily chaos. Imagine a wise and experienced physician attending to a patient suffering from a high, persistent fever. The fever is the symptom, the agitation, the stress, the exhaustion. The physician knows that simply trying to cool the patient's brow with a damp cloth is a temporary and futile gesture. To truly cure the patient, she must not just treat the symptom. She must diagnose and eliminate the hidden, underlying infection that is causing the fever. This is the first lesson in detaching from drama and protecting your peace. You must become the wise physician of your own life and learn to identify the true sources of your daily chaos. Many of us, however, are in a state of constant inner conflict where we spend all our energy on the symptoms of our stress. We frantically try to manage our anxiety, to soothe our frustration, and to recover from our emotional exhaustion, all without ever stopping to ask the crucial question: what is the source of this infection? We are endlessly cooling our own brow while the disease of drama rages unchecked within our lives. The problem with this surface-level approach is that it guarantees a life of perpetual firefighting. You are always reacting, always on the defensive, always feeling like a victim of the endless drama that life seems to throw at you. This is an incredibly draining and painful way to live, and it makes true peace and focus impossible. You cannot build a peaceful kingdom if you are not even aware of the secret enemies who are poisoning your wells and setting fires within your own walls. The transformative solution is to stop being the frantic patient and to become the calm, analytical physician. It is the Stoic habit of engaging in fearless self-examination to identify the specific people, habits, and mindsets that are the true sources of the chaos and drama in your life. The core idea is rooted in the Stoic commitment to self-awareness as the foundation of all wisdom. The ancient philosophers knew that you cannot solve a problem you do not understand. They believed that the first duty of a person seeking a good life was to examine that life with brutal honesty. Drama and chaos are not random forces of nature. They are often the predictable results of specific choices we make, people we entertain, and thoughts we indulge. By identifying these sources, you take the first step from being a passive victim of chaos to becoming an active architect of your own peace. This ancient wisdom feels alive today as it empowers us to see that our peace is not something to be hoped for, but something to be engineered. To begin this diagnostic process, you must become a detective of your own life. The first actionable step is to conduct a chaos audit for 1 week. Keep a small journal, and every time you feel a surge of stress, anxiety, or drama, pause and write down the specific trigger. Who were you with? What were you doing? What were you thinking about? Be as specific as possible. The second step is to analyze your findings at the end of the week. Look for patterns. Is it a particular person who always leaves you feeling drained? Is it a specific social media app that always leaves you feeling agitated? Is it a recurring negative thought pattern of your own? The third step is to categorize these sources. Label them: external source, person, situation, or internal source, mindset, habit. This distinction is crucial for the steps that follow. The benefits of applying these actions are a profound and often shocking revelation. You will move from a state of vague, generalized anxiety to a state of crystal clarity about what is actually disturbing your peace. This knowledge is power. It is the end of fighting shadows and the beginning of confronting the real sources of your turmoil. You will feel a massive surge of control and hope, the feeling of a physician who has finally diagnosed the disease and can now begin to formulate a cure. Your call to action is to begin your audit today. For the next 24 hours, your only mission is to notice and note down the sources of your stress. Don't try to fix them yet. Just become the detached, observant scientist of your own life. This awareness is the first and most critical step. Once you have identified the sources of chaos, you are faced with a choice. To eliminate them, you must first have a clear and powerful understanding of what you are protecting, of what truly matters to you. This leads us to the next essential lesson: clarifying your ultimate purpose. If you are ready to diagnose the sources of your own chaos, please show your support by liking this video and subscribing to the Stoic Power channel for more timeless strategies. Lesson 2. Clarifying what truly matters. Imagine you are the keeper of a great lighthouse, standing on a lonely, storm-battered rock. Your sole and sacred duty is to keep the main light, the great lantern at the top, burning brightly through the night. This light is what guides the ships, saves the sailors, and fulfills your purpose. The lighthouse is filled with countless other distractions: the crashing of the waves against the rock, the cry of the gulls, the ships that pass in the night, the mundane tasks of daily life. If you were to give your primary attention to these distractions, the great light would dim, and you would fail in your duty. This is the second lesson in protecting your peace. You must know with absolute clarity what your great light is. For many of us, we live our lives in a state of inner conflict, where we are the frantic lighthouse keeper who has forgotten his primary duty. We run around tending to every minor distraction, polishing the brass fittings, scrubbing the floors, and worrying about the gulls, all while the great lantern at the top grows dim from neglect. We are busy with the trivial and have forgotten the essential. The problem with this lack of clarity is that it makes it impossible to effectively detach from drama. If you don't know what truly matters to you, then everything seems to matter. Every email feels urgent, every piece of gossip feels relevant, and every request from another person feels like a command. You have no powerful why that allows you to say a confident no to the distractions that constantly vie for your attention. Your life becomes a collection of other people's priorities, and your own purpose, your own great light, is extinguished. The transformative solution is the Stoic habit of clarifying what truly matters. It is the practice of defining your own highest purpose, your own great light, so that it can serve as the unwavering filter through which you make all of life's decisions. The core idea is a direct application of the Stoic dichotomy of control and the pursuit of virtue. The Stoics taught that we must differentiate between the trivial many and the vital few. The only things that truly matter are those within our control: our own thoughts, our own actions, and our own character. Our primary purpose, therefore, is to be the best person we can be, to cultivate wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance. This is the great light. Everything else, our reputation, our wealth, the opinions of others, the daily dramas of the world, are indifferents. By clarifying that our own character is our highest priority, we create a powerful and simple system for making decisions. To begin this process of clarification, you must become the lighthouse keeper who is serious about his duty. The first actionable step is to define your light. Take out a journal and answer this question: what is the single most important principle I want my life to stand for? Is it growth? Is it service? Is it integrity? Is it freedom? Distill it down to one or two core values. This is your lighthouse's purpose. The second step is to use this purpose as a daily filter. At the start of each day, write down your one main priority for the day that is in direct service of your great light. The third step is to practice saying no. Every time you are presented with a request or a distraction, ask yourself, does this serve the great light? If the answer is no, you must have the courage to politely decline. The benefits of applying this habit are a profound sense of purpose and direction. You will find that it becomes incredibly easy to detach from drama and chaos, because you will see them for what they are: trivial distractions from your sacred duty. Your energy and focus will become consolidated and powerful, directed only at what truly matters. You will build a life not of scattered activity, but of meaningful, purposeful accomplishment. Your call to action is to define your light. Take just 5 minutes today and write down the answer to that question. What is the single most important principle I want my life to stand for? This single sentence is the most powerful tool you have for protecting your peace. Once you have identified the sources of chaos and clarified what you're protecting, the next logical step is to build the defenses. This leads us to the crucial lesson of strengthening your mental and emotional walls. We invite you to share your great light in the comments below, and please remember to subscribe to the Stoic Power channel to continue your journey. Lesson 3. Strengthening mental and emotional walls. Imagine you have decided to build a beautiful, serene, and flourishing garden, a personal sanctuary of peace. You have chosen your location, and you know exactly which precious plants you wish to cultivate. But you have chosen to build this garden in the middle of a wild and unpredictable wilderness, filled with hungry animals and harsh weather. Your first and most essential task, before you ever plant a single seed, is to build a strong, high wall. This wall is not a prison. It is a prerequisite for peace. It is the necessary defense that creates the safe and protected space in which your beautiful garden can grow. Your mind is this garden, and your mental and emotional walls are its only protection. This is the third lesson in protecting your peace. Many of us, however, are in a state of inner conflict, where we are trying to cultivate a peaceful inner garden without ever building any walls. We leave ourselves completely open and exposed to the wilderness of the world, to the negativity of others, to the barbs of criticism, to the constant invasion of media-driven fear and outrage. The problem with having no mental and emotional walls is that your inner peace is constantly being trampled and devoured. You cannot cultivate a state of calm and focus if you are constantly allowing the negativity and drama of the world to have free access to your mind. Your mental energy is perpetually spent on repairing the damage from these invasions, leaving no resources left over for your own growth and flourishing. A garden without a wall will inevitably come to resemble the wilderness that surrounds it. The transformative solution is the Stoic habit of consciously and deliberately building and maintaining your mental and emotional walls. It is the practice of creating your inner citadel, a fortress of the mind that is impervious to the chaos and negativity of the external world. The core idea is one of the most powerful metaphors in all of Stoic philosophy. Your mind is the only thing that is truly yours, the only thing you have complete control over. The Stoics taught that it is your sacred duty to act as the vigilant guardian of this inner space. This is not about cutting yourself off from the world, but about making a conscious choice about what you allow to enter your mind. The walls are not made of stone, but of reason, of principles, and of a disciplined attention. This ancient wisdom empowers us to see that we are not passive victims of the information age. We are the sovereign rulers of our own inner kingdom, with the absolute power to decide who and what gets to enter. To begin building your fortress, you must become its dedicated mason, laying one stone at a time. The first actionable step is to curate your information diet. Go through your social media feeds, the news sites you visit, and the content you consume, and ruthlessly cut out sources of negativity, outrage, and useless drama. This is the act of blocking the enemy's supply lines. The second step is to create boundaries with people. You must learn to lovingly but firmly limit your exposure to people who consistently bring negativity and chaos into your life. Your peace is more important than their need to vent. The third step is to fortify your walls with Stoic principles. When a negative thought or a piece of bad news does breach your outer defenses, you must have a strong inner wall of reason to stop it. This is done by questioning the thought: is this within my control? Is this helpful? Is this true? The benefits of this practice are the creation of a secure and serene inner sanctuary. You will feel your baseline level of anxiety and agitation decrease dramatically. You will have a massive surplus of mental and emotional energy, which you can now dedicate to cultivating your own beautiful inner garden. You will develop a profound sense of safety and control, knowing that your peace of mind is no longer a fragile thing at the mercy of the world, but a well-protected fortress under your own command. Your call to action is to lay the first stone today. Identify one single source of negativity in your life: a social media account, a news show, a complaining friend. And for the next 7 days, completely eliminate it from your life. Experience the immediate peace that comes from guarding your walls. Strengthening your mental walls protects you from the daily incursions of chaos. But what happens when the pressure is not just a stray arrow, but a full-blown siege? The next lesson will teach you how to stay grounded when the pressure is at its absolute peak. If you are committed to building your inner fortress, please like this video and share it with someone who needs to protect their peace. Lesson 4. Staying grounded under pressure. Imagine a giant redwood tree, one of the tallest and oldest living things on Earth, in the midst of a violent windstorm. Its high branches, the parts closest to the chaos of the sky, are whipped back and forth with incredible force. But if you look at the base of the tree, at its massive trunk, you will see that it is almost perfectly still. Its strength comes not from resisting the wind in its high branches, but from its deep and powerful connection to the earth below. Its roots, sprawling and deep, keep it firmly anchored no matter how hard the wind blows. This is the fourth lesson in protecting your peace, staying grounded under pressure. So many of us, when faced with the high-pressure situations of life, a critical deadline, a major confrontation, a sudden crisis, are in a state of inner conflict. We are like trees with no roots. We get caught up in the chaos of our own anxious thoughts, our minds whipped back and forth by the winds of fear and what-if scenarios, and we lose all sense of stability and calm. The problem with becoming ungrounded under pressure is that it is the moment when we most need our clarity and strength, and it is the very moment we lose it. When we are caught up in the storm of our own anxious mind, our ability to think rationally plummets. We are flooded with stress hormones, our perspective narrows, and we are likely to make poor, reactive decisions that only make the situation worse. We become the swaying branches, not the solid trunk. The transformative solution is the Stoic habit of deliberately and consciously anchoring yourself to the ground in moments of high pressure. It is the art of becoming the redwood tree, of finding your deep, unshakable connection to reality when your mind is trying to fly away into the storm. The core idea is rooted in the Stoic practice of prosoche, or mindful attention, specifically directed toward the tangible reality of the present moment. The Stoics knew that anxiety and fear are almost always products of the imagination, worrying about a future that has not happened yet. The present moment, in contrast, is almost always solid, real, and manageable. Pressure feels overwhelming when we are lost in our thoughts about it. It becomes manageable when we ground ourselves in the simple, physical reality of the here and now. The earth beneath your feet is always more solid than the storm in your head. This ancient practice is a powerful and practical tool for instantly de-escalating your body's stress response. To practice this grounding technique, you must learn to command your own attention. The first actionable step is to focus on your feet. In a moment of high pressure, discreetly bring your full attention to the soles of your feet. Feel the solid ground beneath you. Feel the texture of your socks, the pressure in your shoes. This simple act of awareness yanks your attention out of your anxious mind and into your body. The second step is to engage your senses. Intentionally notice one thing you can see, one thing you can hear, and one thing you can smell. This forces your brain to process the present reality, interrupting the feedback loop of fearful, future-oriented thoughts. The third step is to connect with your physical anchor. This can be a small stone you keep in your pocket, a ring on your finger, or simply the feeling of your own hands clasped together. Touch this anchor and focus all your attention on the physical sensation. The benefits of this practice are the ability to maintain a calm and clear mind even in the most stressful situations. You will be able to short-circuit the panic response and access your higher, rational thinking when you need it most. This will allow you to perform at your best under pressure, making you a reliable and powerful force in any environment. You will feel a profound sense of stability, the quiet confidence of the great redwood tree. Your call to action is to choose your anchor. It could be your feet, your breath, or a physical object. For the next week, practice using this anchor in low-stakes situations, when you're waiting in line, when you're in traffic. train the muscle of grounding so it is strong and ready for you when the high winds arrive. Staying grounded keeps you stable under pressure. But pressure is just one form of noise. The modern world bombards us with a constant stream of information. The next lesson will teach you the crucial art of filtering the useless noise from the valuable signals. Please take a moment to subscribe to the Stoic Power channel to continue building your unshakable foundation. Lesson 5. Filtering noise from useful signals. Imagine a master gold prospector standing knee-deep in a fast-flowing river. He scoops up a pan full of sand, gravel, and water from the riverbed. This mixture is the raw information of the world, a chaotic jumble of the worthless and the priceless. The prospector does not try to individually inspect every single grain of sand. He has a system. With a practiced and patient hand, he swirls the pan, allowing the lighter, worthless silt and gravel, the noise, to wash away, until all that remains are the few heavy, brilliant flakes of pure gold, the useful signals. This is the fifth lesson in protecting your peace. Many of us, however, are panning for gold with a sieve full of giant holes, or with no sieve at all. We are in an inner conflict where we feel obligated to consume every piece of information that flows toward us. We believe that being well-informed means knowing about every global crisis, every political outrage, and every celebrity scandal. And we allow this entire chaotic river of information to flood our minds. The problem with this unfiltered consumption is that it is the primary source of modern anxiety and distraction. The vast majority of information that bombards us daily is noise. It is irrelevant to our lives, outside of our control, and engineered to provoke an emotional reaction. By failing to filter this noise, we allow our peace to be stolen and our focus to be shattered by 1,000 trivialities. We spend our days sifting through worthless gravel, leaving no time or energy to search for the actual gold. The transformative solution is to become the master prospector of your own mind. It is the Stoic habit of developing and ruthlessly applying a mental filter to separate the useless noise from the valuable signals, thereby protecting your peace and directing your focus only toward what truly matters. The core idea is a direct application of the Stoic discipline of assent. The Stoics taught that we should treat incoming information, impressions, with skepticism. We must not automatically assent to its importance. The wise person pauses and asks, is this information true? Is it relevant to my life? Is it within my control? Does it help me to be a better person? If the answer to these questions is no, they dismiss the information as noise and refuse to grant it entry into their mind. This ancient practice is more essential today than ever before, serving as a powerful operating system for navigating the information age with your sanity intact. To build your own mental filter, you must become a conscious consumer of information. The first actionable step is to define your gold. What information is actually essential for your life, your work, and your growth? Be brutally honest and specific. Everything else is, by definition, noise. The second step is to go on a noise fast. For a period of 24-72 hours, completely cut out all non-essential information sources. No news websites, no social media, no podcasts that are not directly related to your gold. This will reset your sensitivity and show you how much noise you were passively consuming. The third step is to curate your inputs. Actively unsubscribe, unfollow, and mute all sources that consistently produce more noise than signal. Be the ruthless guardian of your own mental bandwidth. The benefits of this practice are a massive and immediate reduction in anxiety and a huge increase in mental clarity. You will free up an incredible amount of time and energy. Your ability to focus on your actual priorities will skyrocket. You will feel a profound sense of liberation from the constant, low-grade agitation that comes from being plugged into the global outrage machine. You become the master prospector, your mind a collection of pure gold, not worthless gravel. Your call to action is to choose your fast. What is the one source of noise you will completely eliminate for the next 24 hours? A news app? A social media feed? A particular website? Commit to it and experience the peace that comes from a quieter mind. Filtering the noise is essential for peace, but to what end? This reclaimed focus and energy must be preserved and directed toward what is most important. The next lesson will teach you how to preserve your focus and inner strength for the battles that truly matter. Please comment with the noise you plan to eliminate, and remember to like this video to help spread this message. Lesson 6. Preserving focus and inner strength. Imagine a quiet, disciplined fire burning steadily in a well-constructed hearth. This fire represents your focus, your inner strength, your vital energy. The hearth and its chimney are just as important as the fire itself. A well-designed chimney draws away the smoke and the useless byproducts of combustion, allowing the fire to get the oxygen it needs to burn cleanly and brightly. A poorly designed hearth allows the room to fill with smoke, choking the flame and making the entire space uninhabitable. This is the 6th lesson in protecting your peace. You must build a life that preserves and protects your inner fire. Many of us, however, live in a state of inner conflict, where we try to maintain a strong inner fire while living in a room with no chimney. We engage in habits and entertain relationships that constantly fill our lives with metaphorical smoke, draining obligations, pointless arguments, energy vampire friends, and a lack of restorative rest. We wonder why our focus is so weak and our inner strength is so depleted. The problem is that focus and inner strength are not infinite resources. They are the direct result of how we manage our life's energy. If you are constantly allowing your energy to be drained by drama, negativity, and pointless distractions, you will have nothing left in the tank for your most important work or for the people who truly matter. Your inner fire will be reduced to a pile of smoldering embers, incapable of providing either light or warmth. This is a common and painful challenge for many people. The transformative solution is to become the master architect of your own life's hearth. It is the Stoic habit of deliberately designing your life, your relationships, and your routines in a way that protects, preserves, and enhances your focus and inner strength. The core idea is that a peaceful and productive life is not an accident. It is the result of intelligent design. The Stoics believed that our primary duty is to cultivate our own virtue and character, and this requires immense energy and focus. They understood that it is our responsibility to structure our lives in a way that supports this primary duty. This means being ruthless about eliminating what drains us and being disciplined about cultivating what restores us. This gentle wisdom teaches that your life is a system, and your inner strength is the output of that system. To begin designing your high-energy life, you must become a conscious energy accountant. The first actionable step is to identify your energy drains. Look at your chaos audit from the first lesson. Which people and activities consistently leave you feeling depleted? You must make a courageous decision to minimize or eliminate them. The second step is to identify and schedule your energy gains. What activities restore your soul and recharge your spirit? Is it time in nature? Is it deep, focused work? Is it exercise? Is it meaningful conversation? You must schedule these into your week as non-negotiable appointments. The third step is to master the art of restorative rest. This is not the same as lazy escapism. True rest means turning off the inputs and allowing your mind to be still, to wander, and to recover. The benefits of applying these actions are a complete transformation of your daily experience of life. You will move from a state of chronic depletion to a state of vibrant, focused energy. Your capacity for deep work and creative thinking will expand dramatically. Your relationships will improve, as you will have more positive energy to give to the people who truly matter. Your inner fire will begin to burn with a bright, steady, and powerful flame. Your call to action is to schedule your first energy gain appointment. Look at your calendar for the coming week and block out at least 1 hour for an activity that you know will restore your inner strength. Treat this appointment with the same seriousness you would a meeting with your boss. You have now learned to identify chaos, clarify your purpose, build your mental walls, stay grounded, filter the noise, and preserve your strength. The final lesson is about the ultimate outcome of all this work. A life where you are not just surviving, but actively thriving in a state of drama-free peace. Please take a moment to subscribe to the Stoic Power channel as we reach the culmination of our journey. Lesson 7. Thriving in a drama-free life. Imagine the beautiful, serene garden that you have so diligently cultivated within the strong walls of your fortress. The chaos of the wilderness has been kept at bay. The plants are healthy, the flowers are blooming, and there is an atmosphere of profound peace and order. The final lesson is not about building the wall or fighting off the invaders anymore. It is about what you do within that protected space. It is about thriving. So many of us are in a final inner conflict where we become so focused on defense, on protecting our peace, that we forget the purpose of that peace. We build the strong walls, but then we sit inside an empty, sterile courtyard, afraid to plant anything for fear that it might attract trouble. We achieve a kind of empty peace, but not a joyful, flourishing life. The problem with this defensive-only mindset is that it makes peace the end goal, when peace is actually the foundation for the end goal. A life free from drama is not meant to be an empty life. It is meant to be a life that is now free to be filled with purpose, growth, contribution, and joy. A fortress that only protects itself but has no prosperous kingdom within its walls has ultimately failed in its purpose. The transformative solution is the final and most beautiful Stoic habit: to use your hard-won peace as the fertile soil in which you can cultivate a truly flourishing life. It is the understanding that detaching from drama is not about retreating from the world, but about engaging with it more effectively, more joyfully, and on your own terms. The core idea is the ultimate aim of all Stoic practice: eudaimonia. This Greek word is often translated as happiness, but it more accurately means human flourishing. The Stoics believe that the purpose of all their training, the discipline, the resilience, the emotional control, was to create a state of being that would allow a person to flourish, to live the best possible human life. A drama-free life is not the goal. A virtuous, purposeful, and joyful life is the goal. And a drama-free mind is the necessary condition for achieving it. To begin thriving in your new peaceful life, you must become the master gardener of your own soul. The first actionable step is to consciously shift your focus from defense to creation. Ask yourself, now that I have this peace and energy, what beautiful thing can I build? What skill can I master? How can I contribute? The second step is to seek out positive and inspiring people. Use your reclaimed energy to build a tribe of fellow creators, thinkers, and builders who will elevate you, not drain you. The third step is to practice gratitude for your peace. Every day, take a moment to actively appreciate the lack of drama, the quiet focus, the inner stillness you have worked so hard to create. This reinforces its value and motivates you to continue protecting it. The benefits of this final habit are the achievement of a life that is not just peaceful, but is also deeply meaningful and joyful. You will move from a state of surviving to a state of thriving. Your protected focus and energy will allow you to achieve your goals at a level you never thought possible. You will experience a deep and abiding sense of fulfillment that comes from a life well lived, a garden well tended. Your call to action is a simple but powerful question. Now that you are committed to protecting your peace, ask yourself, what is the first beautiful thing I will plant in my garden? Will it be learning a new language, starting a business, mending a relationship? Choose your first seed. By identifying the chaos, clarifying what matters, building your walls, staying grounded, filtering the noise, preserving your strength, you create the ultimate foundation to not just protect your peace, but to thrive in it, living a life of profound purpose and unshakable calm. To detach from drama is to declare sovereignty over your own mind. By identifying the sources of chaos and building the Stoic walls of reason and discipline, you create a protected sanctuary. In this inner peace, you can cultivate a life not just free from turmoil, but full of purpose. Thank you for taking the time to watch the video. We gently remind viewers to like, comment, and subscribe to the YouTube channel for more wisdom on building an unshakable life.